Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be fielded inside the 5. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So that a nightmarish start to a football game as they give the ball away on the opening kickoff.
And they put their defense in a bind right away. They have to go into protect mode.
Ready, ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Dixon. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Nico Collins. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans need just 2 plays on their opening drive to take the early lead. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they like, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Let's go now.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The Colts at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
That good for 19 and a 1st down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Romeo Okwara in on the tackle. These 2 teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visiting Colts who won that first matchup. So they'll look for the season sweep here back home in Indy. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right. Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
They'll try the left side with Gibson, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award is because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics. That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Third down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. Operating from the gun, Dixon. Going to throw right side here, complete. And some room to maneuver. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
One. Check right. Check pitch.
Gibson again. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
They'll run with Gibson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll go with a keeper. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
double.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You let them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Ready up.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Once more, Gibson.
And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
On the counter, Gibson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw. Dixon. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And here's a give to Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Ready, set.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dixon. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. A handoff for Gibson.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Dixon. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Antonio Gibson, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Here we go.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run here with Taylor. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Desmond Ridder in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. But Charles, we saw pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Dixon. And his throw is going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Dixon. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
First and 10, Taylor now. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 61 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Back to Taylor on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They run once more with Taylor. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Taylor. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
It's interesting where we are in the game now. The analytics folks, they might tell you to kick the field goal and make it a 2-score game. But you have to wonder if emotionally they're thinking, let's go for the touchdown and try and slam the door.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. An incompletion there on 4th and goal from the 3. And this Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Down right around the 25. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Operating from the gun, Dixon. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 84 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Taylor. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready, ready.
Back to throw here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
Here we go, here we go.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
On 1st and 10, Dixon. And now here's another interception. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Here we go, set. Strike 60. Check pitch.
Running left, Taylor. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. The Colts on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
10 cycles.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And some space here. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 109 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball...
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Colts look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
On the set.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Ready.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Ready?
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game.
Okay,
go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Earlier, they had 2 other 4th down conversion attempts that did not go their way. This time, it does go their way.
And this reminds me of a conversation I had with him in the offseason. There wasn't even a game to be played, but what he told me, I have enough confidence in my team and my play calling ability that I think I can always pick it up. Thus, they continue to go for it.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a give to Taylor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to, says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
On second down, it's Taylor. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Here we go. Here we go.
On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Indianapolis, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Houston, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.